No idea what drill rapping was, but I called my son and he sent me some videos, and it is alarming.
A gritty form of rap with songs and viral dances made to celebrate local murders.
Okay, so these lyrics are more than what the mayor said. They're actual retellings of actual murders by the people who perpetrated the murder. Okay? So we got to stop all this. Everybody wants to tiptoe around it and try to make it say, oh, this is rap. No, this is drill music. This is not rap that the mayor of New York is attacking. He's attacking drill music. He's not attacking, here we go, yo, here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? Hey, yo, Bo knows this, and Bo knows that. Bo don't know Jack, because Bo can't rap. No, he's not attacking that. He's attacking drill music. Little Steve got hit up on King Drive, and he ain't getting up. So they give the locations where the murders happened. Caught LA coming out that studio, and then they hit him up. That really happened. LA Capone, this rapper, he was hit up coming out of the studio. These are actual events. It's not like back in the day when the rappers would talk about, yeah, nothing but a G thing, baby. Two loped out G's and we're crazy. In general, or talking about, fictional events, or, these guys are the guys who killed the person talking about the murder they just committed, and many times that day, because they run to the studio after the murders and record songs. And then the other crew records a song the distant back after they come back and shoot one of those guys in their crew. These are actual events. Even the detectives who are investigating these murders don't release this much information to the news. These guys know what you're wearing and all that stuff. This is a different type of rap. It's called drill music. No, I won't look away when I see blood. I'ma laugh and step over the puddle. This guy really killed the guy in this manner. This is exactly how the murder happened. Sunword thought they was up when they took drugs, then got carried away like a duffel. So it was over. This murder was over. Somebody stole, some guy from the other crew stole something from his crew. They went back and killed. This is actual events. Okay? This is different. And these guys are gangsters. They're not rappers either. They're not like they ain't been doing shows and trying to get on for years, passing out their CD. These are guys that are just gangsters that have access to somebody in the clique, got some studio equipment, and then they go back and they talk about actual murders that they're committing against rival crews. And it's taken off.
No idea what drill rapping was, but I called my son and he sent me some videos, and it is alarming.
A gritty form of rap with songs and viral dances made to celebrate local murders.
The violence is infused in the music.
2 drill rappers have been murdered in New York City so far this month.
And both of them were murdered before the 10th of the month. In fact, both of them were murdered before the 8th. I think T. Wu got killed. So in the first 8 days of the month, 2 drill rappers have been killed.
2 drill rappers have been murdered in New York City so far this month. The story of 18-year-old Jaquan McKinley, known as C-High, brought Mayor Eric Adams to tears Thursday.
The story of Jaquan breaks my heart. His story test my spirit.
McKinley was shot and killed, leaving a recording studio in Bed-Stuy Sunday morning.
Where he was undoubtedly, no doubt, making a drill song about his ops, or enemies as they call them, ops, and someone from their crew who had been killed, because someone from their crew had just been killed.
McKinley was shot and killed, leaving a recording studio in Bed-Stuy Sunday morning. On February 1st, 22-year-old Tajay Dobson, known as T. Wu, was killed in a drive-by shooting in Canarsie, just hours after securing a record deal.
Okay? You see what I'm saying? So they go back and forth. This guy gets killed on the 4th. Jaquan McKinley gets killed a few days later. And then it'll be another one in a few days. And it's like this in every city. Jacksonville, their drill scene is ridiculous. I've done videos on that. I'll put a link to the video in the description box. But their drill scene is even Chicago. Every city, the drill scene is insane. But Jemele Hill is fighting against this. And I will get to her in a minute. But I just want you to understand that this is happening in every single city. Okay? And they're murdering each other like crazy. There's 10, 15 cliques in each city, rap little drill cliques. And they're just all beefing with each other and killing each other and rapping about it. And putting the videos on social media, getting money from it. And then the songs go viral, then they get on the radio, they get money from it. And then they get a deal. A record company gives them a deal to make drill music. And the only way you can really be a real drill artist is if you actually commit murders. Because you can't be authentic in that because it's all about talking about real murders. So if you ain't killed nobody, you can't be a drill rapper. So it's like, it's crazy. And Jemele Hill just is fine with just letting things be, and other Jay-Z and all the big wigs, they're fine with this. They don't have a problem with this.
There have been lately a number of shootings of known rappers, some very known with good careers right in front of them.
Aisha Sekou runs Street Corner Resources in Harlem. Sekou says her organization is increasingly responding to shootings, stabbings, and beatdowns that are carried out in retaliation for drill music songs that brag about local murders.
There are calls to action in the music, on the grave, to smoke on the grave of someone.
Hot 97 DJ Drewski recently said he'll no longer play what he calls diss music on the radio. But
the first person to speak out against this that's involved with the music, now Hassan Campbell, the YouTuber, has been very vocal about this. But the first person to make a move against this music, who is actually involved in the music industry, the first industry insider, A&R, DJ, rapper, mogul, producer, promoter, record label executive, the first person inside of the industry to speak out against this plague that's been going on for 10 years. Nothing to do with the pandemic. This has been going on for 10 years. This has nothing to do with the pandemic. Nothing. It's gotten worse since the pandemic, but this thing has been around for 10 years. The first person in the industry to make a forceful, open stance against this, white guy. It's embarrassing. And we're not embarrassed by that? And the first person to be like, hey, wait a second, man. These kids out here killing each other. They're shooting babies and killing old ladies sitting in their windows and just shooting up the streets and killing everybody and carjacking and breaking every law known to man and just bragging about it on their records. That's a bridge too far for me. The first person in the industry to fight back against that, white guy. You can't make this stuff up.
Hot 97 DJ Drewski recently said he'll no longer play what he calls diss music on the radio. But rapper and Brooklyn native Fabio Foreign defended drill this week, saying it's not the music killing people. Mayor Eric Adams told Pix 11 today he's focused on the social media sites where drill videos can rack up tens of thousands of views.
We're going to ask these companies, we're going to ask them for good corporate responsibility. This is contributing to the violence that we're seeing all over this country.
The mayor is also calling on prominent rappers to step up and step in.
I am meeting with some of the top known rappers. We have a meeting set up where we're going to sit down and really bring in the rappers and show how this is impacting and is causing the loss of lives of young people like them.
Tamsin and Corey, so many of the drill music videos we found on social media today were simply too graphic to show on the evening news. Mayor Eric Adams said if former President Donald Trump can be removed from Twitter, he certainly believes that many of these violent videos can be removed from social media as well.
Okay, so the difference between Donald Trump and these drill rappers is these drill rappers are Biden supporters. They're all young sun teens or sun burritos, POCs from New York City, Chicago, Jacksonville, DC, Philly, Baltimore, Chicago, Gary, Indiana. They're all young POCs who've grown up in democratically run cities where they don't even have Republican primaries for their mayoral elections, where every person in power is either a Sun person or a pasty liberal. From the mayor, the city council, the police chief, the battalion chief, superintendent of the schools, the congressperson, everything there in these places where the drill music is prevalent, every single person in charge there. For instance, you got Chicago, home of the drill music. The DA's Kim Fox. The mayor's Lori Lightfoot. Police Chief Brown. I think it's David Brown. Then look at the city council. Everyone making decisions up there is a hardcore Democrat. Hardcore liberal. Milwaukee, another place that's up and coming with that stuff. And Jemele Hill, from her, posh estate in a mostly glacier glider area. Jemele Hill don't live around nothing but glacier gliders. Says no high-profile rapper should agree to this meeting. Really? So the rappers should just stonewall this meeting and leave DJ Drewski as the only... Leave DJ Drewski, the only one speaking out against this stuff. So we're gonna, Jemele Hill, if she was to keel over or fall and bump her head today, she would be fine going to her grave, knowing that the only person that spoke out against this epidemic that's plaguing the Sun community was white guy. Wow. The only music insider. Wow. And this is one of her minions in her comment section. He says, a contributor to gun violence, mocking what the mayor says, because it is it's a huge contributor to gun violence. Trust me, I'm a Stanian. I'm a Blackistanian, man. It's a huge contributor. Now, is it everything? No. This guy, he's mocking when the mayor says that. A contributor to gun violence. Easy to blame rap. No, he's not blaming rap. See, they're playing games. He's blaming drill music. Drill music, the guys who do drill music don't call themselves rappers. No, they call themselves rappers, but they don't call it rap. They don't call it genre rap. They call it drill music. They don't call that. They call that drill music. They're drill artists. Easy to blame rap when the real culprit is that businesses don't pay people at the bottom enough money to live. This is what the people who follow Jemele Hill think is causing gun violence in the cities. That businesses don't pay people at the bottom. That this somehow poverty. These little kids have every gun. They got guns galore. Extended clips, semi-automatic guns. Do you think those guns are free? They got 50, 100 pairs of $300 tennis shoes in their closet. Now, I'm not saying these kids don't come from the projects or not from the hood, but they commit a lot of crime and they're and they don't want a job. They don't want a job. They don't want to work. They want to do what they're doing. They enjoy committing crimes. Okay? They enjoy committing crimes. Then he goes on to say, this is one of Jemele Hill's minions. Poor people in NYC are shooting each other over a drug trade. These are thought leaders in the Sun community. That's why I hate the fact that pasty liberals are the thought leaders in the Sun community, man. I hate that. Nothing irritates me more than the fact that there are thought leaders. They guide the thought. They guide the zeitgeist and the trends in our community and what we focus on and what we're concerned about. They keep us concerned about police brutality and crack pipes. The drug trade hasn't fueled or driven violence in the Sun community in 10 years. Okay? There's no corners with 30 guys standing on the corner and 100 junkies milling around all throughout these inner cities. These kids are killing each other over sneak disses on Twitter and TikTok, Facebook and YouTube, social media. They're killing each other over gang affiliations. They're not moving kilos. They're not moving pounds. They're not doing that. Those things are still going on, but these kids are not. These are not the people involved in that trade. And the fact that this guy, wherever he's from, whoever he is, gets on here and asserts that so defiantly is just insane. Like, they have so little knowledge of what's going on in the Sun community. Poor people in NYC are shooting each other over a drug trade in a year when everything that was expensive before them started to cost even more money. Yeah, I read that news. Said that way, it's not obvious why they take part in illegal businesses. They're not taking part in illegal businesses. They're carjacking you. They're putting a gun to your head and taking your car. And riding around in it doing drive-bys on their ops. They're running in your house. They're doing smash and grabs. They're running in Ulta and stealing all the perfume and makeup. And selling it on the street and online. They're running in the Gucci and Louis and Apple store and stealing stuff. They're getting PPP loans, fraudulent PPP loans. They're doing all types of scams and all types of stuff. But here's the thing. It's not the drug trade, my friend. And they're not killing each other over that stuff. They're killing each other over sneak disses. This person said that. That person said this. This person is from this block. This person lives in this neighborhood. This person's from this gang. This person looked at me like this. It's not over this corner makes X amount of $1,000 a day and we want it. So we're coming in, we're going to force you guys off this corner so we can no, it's not about that. It's nothing to do with that. This guy says, yup, give up on guns flooding the streets. It's nothing to do with guns. There's so many towns in this country where everyone has 10 guns and there's no murders. It's the people behind the gun. The guns are not killing people. It's the people behind the guns, the recklessness in which they behave. These kids shoot. If they're on opposite sides of the street and they see each other, they'll just start shooting at each other, running up and down the street, running away from each other, shooting each other. In a busy street, rush hour, they don't care. And inevitably, many bystanders will get hit and they go home and sleep like babies.
Breaking stories out of the district tonight. DC police on the scene of 4 different shootings within the span of 20 minutes.
Yeah, the first scene is on Division Avenue near Nanny Helen Burroughs Avenue in Northeast. The other 3 all in Southeast DC.
Our John Henry is along Division Avenue tonight where police say a woman was killed after she was caught in the crossfire. This is just awful, John.
Yeah, Lorenzo and Charlotte. Yeah, that scene happened right here behind me on Division. You can see that woman was driving in that silver Nissan a little further down. And according to Chief Conti, who was here about an hour ago, she was struck by a stray bullet. Not too long later, she was rushed to a hospital where she was later pronounced dead. Now, this all happened around 3 o'clock. Police say officers were not far from this location when they heard the shots being fired. When they arrived on scene, they found that woman shot and immediately tried to help her. Investigators say someone here opened fire, and this woman was not the intended target, simply an innocent victim.
Who you think is shooting haphazardly, recklessly in public at 3 o'clock on a weekday? Who's just getting out of teen daycare or school, as you want to call it, at 3 o'clock? Okay? This is the type of stuff that this leads to. Sisters are the number one growing group of murder victims in this country since 2020. Sisters, Jemele. Sisters like you, Jemele. I haven't seen one tweet from Jemele Hill about the fact that in every major city, sisters are the number one group. They have the highest rate of increase in their murder rate from before 2020. Son men like me, I'm a son man. We always getting killed because we always killing each other. We do most of the killing. We do 80% of the killing in this country. And it's mostly against each other. They try to say 50, but since 2020, it's 80. So everybody knows that. But sisters are getting killed at an insane rate. And Jemele Hill hasn't tweeted once about that. She doesn't even care. You know why she doesn't care? Because she didn't tweet about it. She tweets about everything she cares about. She tweets about everything. Every little feeling, every little thing that crosses her mind, that annoys her, that makes her happy. Everything she tweets about. She hasn't tweeted once about the femicide issue in the Sun community, in Blackistan. Not once. And that woman you just saw in the story from D.C. that was shot while driving down the street, well, her 8-year-old son says the bullet that killed his mom, Pamela Thomas, passed right through his hair before hitting her. The bullet passed right through his hair before hitting her. They were innocent bystanders in a D.C. gun battle, just picking up a birthday cake. Now, this little boy had to watch his mother die in front of him. Had a bullet whiz through his high top. And y'all talking about some daggone drug trade. This has nothing to do with the drug trade. I wonder if Jemele tells her, her minions about the gun memorial. Americans killed with guns. Since they like to talk about gun violence. You know who you're going to see on this thing? A whole lot of son people and a whole lot of sisters. Okay? Whole lot of son people and a whole lot of sisters. Whole lot of... Look at this. This is everyone in this country that's killed by guns. Look at this. This is February 8th, so it's the last day we have is the 10th. So, yeah, so it's a 2-day lag. Look at all these sisters. Look at all these sisters. It's more sisters on this list than all the people from all the other races combined. So, yes, the majority of people on here are people like me, son men. But second is sisters. And there's more sisters than all of the other people from every other race combined. Just sisters. And I know you're like, well, what about the ones where there's no picture? Those might be. No, look at this. Sean DeWan. Sean DeWeon. Who you think that is? You think that's a glacier glider? Come on, man. And here's a ugly little secret, Jemele. Let me tell you. The majority of the glacier gliders on here, they were killed by son men too. Okay? The majority of the glacier gliders on here, they were killed by son men. Here's our little rapper, Jaquan McKinley, that the mayor was talking about. His story touched him. This is the girl who was killed on Facebook Live by her drill rapper boyfriend, Veli Vel, killed her and then went live on Facebook and shot it out with the cops. Ariana Reed did a video on this the beginning of the week. Let's go back to the top, though, Jemele. Let's look at some of these people. Crystal Tucker, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Woman killed and 2 men injured when gunman opens fire at popular downtown lounge. So apparently, this woman some guy wanted to get in the club. She was affiliated with the club in some sense, and they turned him away. He came back, killed her. In front of everybody. This little girl. Fatal shooting that killed child wasn't an accident. Her father killed her. Wasn't an accident, they said. Meredith Green. 2 killed in Harrisburg shooting Wednesday morning. The suspect flees and crashes into the school bus. Pamela Thomas. This is the woman who was shot in the head with her son in the back seat. Jemele, none of this stuff is not the drug trade. At least stop your people from saying that. Rivian Daniels, yeah, she was moving them keys, huh? Tammy Sherelle Calhoun, right? She is Queen Pin, right? Sierra Robinson. She's the next El Chapo, huh? Let you tell it.